I got back to trail from the Green Mountain Hostel at about 7:15. I absolutely, completely and thoroughly enjoyed my stay there. I had met Chief before on my other 2 stays, but this time his wife was there, Mishnu, and it's my understanding she's only there for a couple of weeks each season to help out. They live elsewhere, and I absolutely adored her. We really got along well. I enjoyed her company. She drove me to town and picked me up several times, so we got to talk quite a bit. Just love that hostel. And a lot of hostels, they take in too many people per bathrooms that they have. This place seems to have just about the right amount of people for the 3 bathrooms that they have. The bed was really, really comfortable. The place was cool. The shower had never-ending hot water, and they had a cook-your-own breakfast. You could either have cold cereal, they had stuff to make pancakes, they had English muffins and eggs. So I thought that was very nice also. Your first soda is free. They are 75 cents thereafter. Your first pint of Ben & Jerry's is $1. And if you get any more after that, they are $4 per pint. There are places up here where pints of ice cream cost $7 and $9. So that is a steal. I had a little excitement last night. We were having the evening meeting, which just covers housekeeping stuff and a little bit of information about going through the whites. And I started feeling nauseated. And soon it was obvious that I was going to have to throw up. So I threw up, and quite a few times, and then it started coming out the other end, and I thought, oh no, this is norovirus. And then my stomach and my back started hurting really, really bad. I called Bud and asked him to pray for me, and the pain subsided enough that I was able to go to sleep, but I was very cold. And I pulled out my quilt in addition to the blanket on the bed, and I woke up in a sweat in the middle of the night. And my friend Raid, who I told all of this to, said that she had food poisoning once, and she had those same exact symptoms, especially the back pain. Once it was all out of my system, the nausea was finally gone, and my intestines settled down, and I later found out that there was a worker at the hostel who was also having similar symptoms, and they had also eaten at the same place that I had eaten at, which was a burger joint. And Mishnu told me that there had been a recall on lettuce, so she was suspecting that might be it. But anyway, I felt sort of vindicated that it wasn't only me. When I went to bed last night, I didn't think I was going to be able to hike today. But I got up this morning and ate a little bit at a time. I also took some electrolytes, and I'm feeling much less spent than I was this morning, much more clear-headed, and I feel good mentally and emotionally. I'm just still a little tired this morning. it looks like we're going to have good weather. It was really dark this morning and we had a few passing showers. They are saying that the rain is over for a while. We shall see. They gave us a little talk about the whites, and I'm getting kind of nervous about them again. I spent my whole first hike fearing them, worrying about them, and then I went through them and they were really not bad at all. As long as the weather, which is the real big issue, is good, they shouldn't be a problem. But they have volatile, violent, and quickly changing weather in the whites, and many people have died of hypothermia up there for getting caught in bad conditions. Chief said that they are already having lows in the 40s in the whites. Last time, or my first hike, when I went through the whites, I budgeted to stay in the huts, which are basically just a big cabin with bunks, no electricity, no running water, everything. They serve 2 meals, breakfast and supper. Everything at those huts has to be packed in or dropped in by helicopter. So they are quite pricey. But I think it is a good option simply because you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to do work for stay, and you can just rest. You don't have to work. Usually it's not much. It's like sweeping the floor and stuff like that, or so I understand. And through hikers, if they get a little discount card, can get the huts for a discounted price. And the other pro is that you can get 2 good meals and carry less food through the whites. So we shall see how that plays out. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. In spite of being really tired, low on energy at times, I'm still feeling really good about making it to the end. My only worry is how many zeros I'm gonna have to take, because I just get really spent. Maybe if I lower my mileage a bit, I won't feel so spent. And this section, I'm carrying 6 days of food, and my little itinerary has me doing, on average, about 15 or 16 miles per day, which is considerably lower than I did on that last section. So we'll see how it all plays out. At this Green Mountain Hostel, there was a list that they let us take a picture of former thru hikers in Hanover, where accommodations are outrageous. And these former thru hikers will take people in and house them when they get to Hanover. So that is probably what I'll do when I get to Hanover after being out here 6 days. I weighed my pack, and with 6 days of food, it is almost 30 pounds. The other hikers seemed to think that was really good. I did not weigh the food alone, but I can tell you it is heavy. But I can also tell you that my pack is still feeling better now with 6 days of food than it did when I had all that extra stuff that I just sent home in Salisbury. What else? I guess that's all I can think of for now. There are lots of bog boards today, and boy, are they slippery. I'm having to go very, very slowly. I almost bit the dust once already. I was asking Chief at the Green Mountain Hostel why Vermont was so muddy, and he said it's because the bedrock is so close to the surface and the bedrock is not porous, so the water does not drain off and just sits there and mixes with the dirt and makes mud. That's the way I understood what he told me. This might be moose poop. We are in moose territory now, and I have never seen a moose on my hikes to this point, and I very much hope to. I've seen about 8 piles of poop in 2 minutes, so they've got to be around here somewhere. Hello, I did 14.8 miles today. This itinerary that I made for this next section is going to be lower mileage than I did for the last section. I think I really need it, and the terrain is getting more tough, so it's harder to do more miles. The trail there were lots of mud puddles. The mud puddles had been sort of clay-like, but with the rain, they've reactivated, so they're more like quicksand. So that was frustrating. I messed up my brand new shoes already, but it's just par for the course. I had a pretty big climb, or a pretty long climb, out from where Minshew dropped us off from the Green Mountain Hostel at the trailhead, and it was not too bad, really. There were lots of bog boards that were very, very slippery. There were lots of slippery rocks because they were still wet, but nothing too bad. And then I had a pretty big climb at the end on those ledges, and there was a beautiful view behind me. If I had never turned around, I wouldn't have seen it. But anyway, I was glad it was dry when I went over that. And I'm not sure how many I'm going to do tomorrow. Probably around the same, close to 15. I felt well today. I really didn't feel nauseated, didn't have any intestinal trouble. I was very grateful that that illness did not linger. And I felt decent until the end of the day when I got really tired. So I guess that is it for today. This is Rebound, signing out. I also forgot to mention that it was cooler today, which was very nice. I did sweat a little bit, but nothing like I've been sweating. So that was very nice. It feels like it's going to be very nice, cool, sleeping weather.